All right, hop on in. Let's take a ride. I've been asked, if I've ever made mistakes in my career, and I'm sure that everyone knows that Command Sergeant Majors aren't born in a test tube. We start as privates and we move our way up. And if I ever did any mistakes or boneheaded moves, yes, I did. I was a private, I was a PFC, I was a specialist sergeant. We make mistakes. Just driving by the old range on Camp Fogarty, and it reminded me of one of my first blunders. It was, I think, an E3. All right, we'll get out here. E3. And my first year coming back from AIT, and we were on the M16 range at the time. It was operational. And back in 85, 86, we had the M16A1s, which were semi and full auto. Anyway, to make a long story short, we're on the range, and as you're all aware, when you're on the range, everything's, dress right, you don't make a mistake. It's different now, but back then it was you'd be stressed out going on the range because you didn't want to make a mistake, especially as a private. Anyway, when doing the rounds and, qualifying, getting through zero, I think I was on my second magazine, and, the whole thing, drop your magazine, lock your bolts to the rear, put your weapons on safe. Okay, this duration we'll be doing this. Okay, at this time, grab a 20-round magazine, lock and load, place your selector switch from safe to semi, and commence firing. Well, the problem is two things either happen. One, I never put it on safe, or I flipped it all the way to auto. All I can tell you is this. Private First Class DeCecco squeezed that trigger, and I want to say at least 6 to 8 rounds came out before PFC DeCecco realized what had just happened. And then by the time I realized what happened, so didn't the range cadre, and I heard ceasefire, and they knew it came from an area, but they didn't know exactly who. So they make everyone, put your weapons on safe, drop your weapon, stand from your foxholes. And then he said, who fired auto? And of course, I'm gonna raise my hand, because if I don't, the two guys from the left and right of me are gonna look at me. They're not gonna rat me out, but they're gonna look at me because they don't wanna get yelled at. And so I said, it was me, Sergeant. So then that started the whole, PFC DeCecco. Did you not understand the commands? Why did you put it on semi? Why did you go from safe to auto and 3 bags full? So let's just say this, that yeah, I made the mistake, and I can tell you from this day forward, after 36 years plus of service, that I always feel that selector switch before I pull that trigger to make sure it's north and south. And I'll just say I got a little stronger that day from all the push-ups I had to do, but yeah, we make mistakes. So that was a true story.